Hello friends, how are you today? Today the technological effect is prominent on the Schumann resonance chart. So I have an interesting and cool, fascinating thing to show you about that. But first let's take a look at the chart. It goes from 0 to 40 hertz, which is the same hertz range for human brainwaves. It's global, and the waves of the Schumann resonance travel around the Earth, sometimes multiple times. That's why, to a certain extent, so although there may be slight variations from one part of the globe to the other, in general, this energy is global. So you can see here, this periodic repeating of bars is what I call the technological effect. A normal chart does not have this. But over the past, couple of years, this has been periodically showing up, and it's been showing up more frequently recently. However, it's changed, and it's had different iterations of how it's looked, but right now it looks like this. I have a recent video on it that you can go back and take a look at. That's only 2 or 3 minutes, where I talk about how it's changed and what that might be about. The amplitudes or the energies of the resonances have gone quite low. The qualities have been pretty low as well, with the exception of this spike here at 18 in white for a short period of hours. But across the resonances, they're really within a 5 hertz range. The qualities, in my view, reflect the closeness of each resonance to the truth of what it is. And the frequency bands have narrowed. So overall, the energy is low. It's a bit distorted, right? We're not in a very clear state of connectedness because all the qualities are low. And the frequency ranges have tightened up. You can see it's very dramatic here in the red, where it's in only a 0.4 hertz range on the chart. At the same time, there were 3 C-class flares from the sun during this very calm chart. What goes on when this is happening? Well, here's what I think. The Schumann is calm. The geomagnetics are calm as well. The solar flares are poking us. How I view it is when the sun emits a flare, it's like it's poking the human energy field, stirring us. It's very dramatic if there's high activity on the Schumann, geomagnetics in the atmosphere, and solar flares. And all of these things, in my view, combine to influence and affect our human activity. Right now, people are really stressed because of various global events going on. So for the Schumann to be calm, for us to be taking a break and regathering our energies is probably a good idea. At the same time, the sun is poking us to dig deeper within the field, get connected with what we're really about, what we really want as human beings. When we figure that out, our qualities spike. When we get really connected with that. Now what I'd like to do is tell you a story about the technological effect and an interesting observation that I had recently. As we've come into the Lion's Gate, it's been so amazing. This new level of artistry has just flowed through me, and I'm so grateful for it. And as I was observing one of my own videos, something amazing happened. I noticed a pattern, a coincidence, in what I've called the technological effect, and I'm going to show you that pattern now. As I was working with the artistic effects in a recent video, suddenly the effect I was using lit the Schumann resonance chart that happened to have the technological effect showing on it, and it lit the image in the chart in such a way that it highlighted the technological effect. And the way that the light highlighted the chart, showing striations across the technological effect, it confirmed some thoughts that I've had that I haven't necessarily talked about out loud, which is that it appears to me that there's a transmission in the chart that's periodic and that is carrying information across, I would just call it layers of frequency. Now, going back a few months, I talked about this quite a bit in my videos, that I feel that there's information that comes through in the Schumann that we don't have the technology to measure the richness of what is coming through on the spectrogram charts. The details of it isn't important. What's important is that I have felt that there's a richness that has been missing. And in showing these striations, meaning highlighted colors across time in the chart, within the technological effect specifically, I just thought that this artistic effect ended up confirming some of my thoughts on this. Now, as soon as I saw this image highlighted with light like this, it immediately reminded me of another image. Let me show you that. This is the image of a DNA sequence. Do you see the variation in colors down the vertical lines relate to a richness of information about that DNA sequence? Now, let me put these two together and show you something. Can you see this similarity here? Have you already figured out what I'm getting at? Here's my question for you. The technological effect goes across the spectrum of hertz that includes the Schumann resonance, and that by coincidence also includes the spectrum of hertz of human brain waves. And in this transmission, what if there is a transmission that affects either the human brainwave spectrum or, more importantly and more deeply felt but unconsciously felt, what if a transmission of this sort could affect us at a DNA level? Since we have observed that our thoughts affect our reality, and this is at the basis of quantum physics. I won't go into the science on it, but if you go research quantum physics, you'll find that this is what experiments showed. Our thoughts affect our reality. Experiments have also showed that our DNA is made of light. If our thoughts affect our reality, potentially our thoughts could end up affecting our DNA at some level. If not our DNA, then our reality, the way we live. Our thoughts can affect our emotional state, and vice versa. What if there's a transmission that is influencing us in this way? What if humanity itself is producing this transmission? Could it be from the heartbeat, the pulse of our own souls? Could it be an energy sent to us by the cosmos? Could it be a creation of some sort of technology? One doesn't know at the moment. This, my friends, is a shocking and amazing observation. These are the thoughts that occurred to me. Now I'm going to go one step further and really be in the woo-woo with you. And sometimes people ask me, what is woo-woo? It's just looking at our reality outside the box. It's kind of like Galileo and Copernicus were in the woo-woo for their time. Our societal construct perceives Galileo's observations and Copernicus's observations as truth that any child would know in today's society. The human resonance. It's all about the vibe.